Hello and welcome to the top of the world. I'm Simon. This is the cabin I'm trying to get finished. So we come back here today. It's almost the same time as we moved it last year and put it there. So the idea today is to get the front posts in along the porch, to get the windows and the doors that I've got in, to get the back window boarded up, take the final measurements so we can make one of these over the winters. This front one here, I've got a window for it. The door's being made by the owner, so that'll be next summer and we can put that in. So the object of the game today is to support the front porch ready for the winter and to get it closed in ready for the winter. So you saw me make the sill for the window. I'm going to have to fit the sashes to each one of the frames. I've also, let's say 10 hours, be conservative, let's say 10 hours, turn the door around, filled it all in, glued all the old hinge bits and locks and everything that isn't there. So we've got the door here ready to fit as well. No longer summer. Far from it. It's not as cold as it should be this time of year, which is a bit weird. But anyway, there we go. Leaves are on the floor, everything's changed. What, I'm having a bad day. Nail number 2. Right, but that's not the worst. I've owned this for so many years. I'm honestly more gutted about that than I am hitting another nail. Alright, that's the door in. I've shimmed it enough to screw and secure the frame off. Nothing is square. Well, the door is, obviously. And then more nails up there, so we'll get into that in a minute. Anyway, I've chopped out the holes and I've scored the lines for the keep, but I haven't put the keep in. I don't know if I need to put the keep in. Anyway, that shuts nicely. Locks, unlocks, opens. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's worth doing. Right, these oversized windows. Okay, so if I cut this all the way up to there, then I have to take that half log out and this whole log out. Right, but then I also need to cut this much wider, all the way down there. All of that is a 10-minute job. Except this cabin's full of nails. So far on this specific cabin, I've completely destroyed 3 chains and 1 bar, which is costly. It's really costly because they're huge. I'll show you. That's what's in here. Right, 8-inch nail. And they're everywhere. And you can't see them. So already, if I've got to cut down this side, I can see one there. Right, that's just what I can see. If any are toshed in from the sides, then I'm not going to see them. So I'm so reluctant. I can't, you know, it's killing me. These chains, these nails in here. Anyway, so I'm going to take out that, and you have to fight your way in to get them out. Bloody great things they are. Anyway, and then we'll check it again. I should have brought my metal detector really. I've got a broken off screw there. That's one of mine. I've got to get a pair of pliers on that and pull that out. And then get this out. You don't know what's up here. I know before I picked it up, or before I picked the walls up, you know, a lot of the nails were removed, and then I'd done my best as I'm going every time I see one to pull it out when I was putting it back together. But anyway, this has all been done and redone, so we'll see. Oh, see, that one snapped off in there. Yeah, that one hasn't snapped off in there. That one's got a rusty end, which means it's been snapped or cut before. So there's another stubby nail in there. I think I should quit now and go, because things have not gone well. I've totally destroyed yet another chain. So against my better judgment, I've just put an out the box chain on the sawmill. It's just such a bad idea. And I thought I'd better top it up with petrol and oil. And I'm sure those of you who've been following me for a while have always used these old cans, one for fuel, one for petrol, plastic ones that are just generic. I splashed out on something I never had before, and that's a combined fuel oil container, and it's got Oregon on it. Right. I use a lot of Oregon products. I like Oregon products because I've just taken the cap off. These are these silly caps, right, that you put on there, and then they're safety caps, so they screw up and then they click, right? So you can't undo them. Right, so you got to press down and all this malarkey to get them undone. Right, don't know why everybody seems to think they got to think for me. I don't need anybody to think for me. What I do want is some products that don't fucking break. Right, that's what I want. Products that don't fucking break, please. I don't need you to think for me, and I don't need you to help me with my safety. What I need is not to be buying things that after a few uses are fucking fucked. I've used that half a dozen times so far because we're just about to get a cutting season. And then I've got this scenario here. How's that a thing? What? Everything is telling me just to put my tools in the van and go. When you have days like this, you know, and it just gets worse and worse and worse, and then you become in the wrong frame of mind, I'm not quite sure how I can pull this day back. Because now I've got out the box chain. Out the box. And I'm about to put it through. And every time I've done this, I don't even know why I'm bothering you lot with this. I should just, you know, suck it up and get on with it. It's the first time I've put a saw of any type in this building and not hit anything metal. Maybe the day's going to turn around. Okay, maybe we're over all the incidents, disasters and breakages. Maybe. Yeah! It's nasty old wood though. We should be there or thereabouts. Well, no, it should fit in easily because we've got a shim at either side. This is what I'm allowed for. This is the window with a new sill on it. Okay, good. Let's cut my fillets down and square it up, put it in and insert the sashes. So we can do this one with no problem because I've got the right size sashes, I made the sill and I've cut the hole. So it should be pretty much like the door and Although the door didn't go in that easy because nothing's square, and I definitely won't run in the saw down there. Right, so I need not to put that saw in anywhere else now that we've achieved that without hitting anything. Rain. That's what we don't need. Really? Just as we're about to work on the posts. Okay. I've got that window boarded up because we're going to be making a one-off for that. This window is in. The door is in. And the stairs. I haven't screwed them in yet. Oh, have I got any tools out? Really? Give me a break. Yeah, I've got tools out. Alright, let me just tidy this up for a minute. Alright, that's better. Dragged everything to the back wall. So now we've got to put these posts in the front. Okay, so we got this bottom log in here now. This sash, they're not the right sashes for the window. This one is, the one that's installed, that's the right length. This one is not, it's short. There's another short one over there, and neither of them fit that window frame, which is supposed to be going in either there or there. So I've got to block this hole up with something. Thought I'd pressed record. Anyway, just as well I went back and checked, because otherwise you wouldn't see any of it. Sometimes I've got too many things on my mind and I'm not paying attention to the filming. Some of you would argue the editing was out. I'm going to explain the whats and why-fors here. So I was restricted on the number of posts I can put in to 4. Right, and that is where I have chosen to put them. And there's a reason for that. It's on the end, you've got the rafter, the barge board and the fascia all coming down. Gives it a lot of extra strength that it hasn't got in the middle. So then I've moved it one inbound so that there's enough room for whatever stairs are going there. And then I've equally spaced them, and the same applies on the end. There's more strength at the end than there is inbound. So that is why I have put those posts where they are, in the way that they are, for the reason I have. Yep, that's it. But it's looking much better than it did. Much better. I wanted to do a wraparound deck all the way, and then, you know, anyway, nice stairs. But it is looking more like the cabin than it should be looking like. It just needed more. Yeah. I don't like that open. This has to be closed in, and all this surplus gravel has to be moved away. But it's definitely coming. It's definitely looking more like it should look. There's not a lot of point going around the bit. I'll show you the other end. I've got to do a clean up now. I've got this sheet of sterling board, particle board on the back there covering up that window. We got to take the measurements on that window. Could have done with paint before the winter as well. That's gone in there nicely. Looks much better from outside. I don't like the way it goes all the way to the floor, but you couldn't go up any higher with that. I'm going to have to put a board over this broken bit of glass. You see all this, it needs, not this year, running out of time, or have run out of time, should I say. This is my last outside job, outside of felling. Anyway, it's come nicely together. Definitely has come nicely. Yeah, I'd have liked more detail on this porch, but there's a lot of old buildings on this site and they're all very simple buildings. So to do my normal ornate stuff would look just out of place, I think. Yeah, perhaps I should have made it look a bit more dilapidated. No, I think that's just got the right look. I like the way the roof has come together. I really like the way the roof has come together. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Right, we're going to have a clean up and then we're going to find something to, well, clean up inside, and then we've got to close this hole off. I put a bit of wax paper with buttons on the outside for that. And I've obviously boarded up that big hole there now. And that window there's boarded up, so we're winterized. I can't say for sure, absolutely, because the weather's been a bit bonkers, but we're only 4 weeks away from our first snow. Our first snow generally comes mid-October, and it's mid-September, so we're 4 weeks away. But by now, also, the reason I'm saying I can't be sure is we should be into hard frosts. And the sun's shining and I'm in a shirt, so I don't know. But what I do know is this cabin is winterized, and that's all I need to know. Door is shut and we are good to go. Kind of looks like a bear trap on the outside, but anyway, it's good enough. So that is my work concluded on this cabin as far as I'm concerned. I may get asked to do some more next year, but everything I've been asked to do is now complete and we're winterized, and that'll be all there is on this cabin this year. Thank you all for watching, really appreciate it. Bye for now.